if Wilder's going about it the way that I think he will. However, like you say, for Wilder to start faster, is he going to be and have enough time boxing in that style to understand how to be efficient in that way? I think that he could end up blowing his load if Tyson goes about it the right way. And it could end up being over quicker. But, you know, there's not to say that Wilder's always going to be a threat because of the way he punches. And if you stepped in recklessly and don't respect that, you potentially could be heading into trouble. But I think that, like I said before, I say it all the time, I think Tyson's too versatile, and he can make those adjustments very quickly, and will just be able to do a little bit too much as the fight progresses, as the fight adjusts, as the rounds go on. Tyson will know when to apply the pressure, when not to apply the pressure, how to apply it, how not to apply it, when's the right time to go, when's not the right time to go. He'll know those things. It's just important that he's respectful of Deontay Wilder and doesn't just think, I can walk straight to you, because I do believe there's fundamental errors that were made in the second fight that he hadn't made in previous fights, or made in previous fights. But, you know, people talk about can't go on the back foot. He's knocked a lot of people out on the back foot, a lot. Spilker, Ortiz, twice Ortiz. Lots and lots of times he's brought people into the shot. I just think that the way that, and the amount of pressure and the amount of non-punching activity that Tyson was giving to Deontay Wilder in the second fight. And I think Wilder went into the fight expecting the fight to start slower. I just don't think that'll be the case this time. But like I say, you know, it could end up that after a few rounds, Tyson could end up getting rid of him even quicker.
In the first fight, of course...
Those are the words of Ben Davidson as he states that Deontay Wilder may shoot his load. He may start too quick or want to start too quick, and from that, you know, throw too many punches and punches himself out. You know, he has been working on combinations, so I guess that makes sense, and I can understand why Ben Davidson's mind is set in the same in that particular position. I think that Ben Davidson is right about Wilder. Wilder's a guy that you can't overlook. You know, if you think, hey, I'm going to run through this guy, he has the potential to knock you out. Now listen, the same thing happened to Tyson Fury in the first fight. Tyson Fury had that fight in the bag. Everybody talks about the knockdown and the long count, but I want people to understand something very realistic about that 12th round. That 12th round should have been a coaster for Tyson Fury. But what did he do? He paid disregard to Deontay Wilder and his power. He played with him. He stayed on the center line, and he paid for it. And he almost lost the fight. So all that shit that he did, all the stuff that he talked, everything that came into play for that fight meant nothing if he would have stayed down a second longer on that canvas. Okay, he paid the price. So I think Ben Davidson is reflecting on what happened to Tyson Fury the first time and what could happen to Tyson Fury. Again, people, please don't get it twisted. Please don't pretend that Deontay Wilder, I don't care how many excuses that he's made. Don't pretend that the man can't punch. Don't pretend that the man is just this awful guy and he has no threat because of what Tyson Fury did to him before. What Tyson did to him was a game plan that he mapped out and he executed positively, okay? That's it. He executed the game plan. Was it a perfect fight? No. Just like Ben Davidson said. Ben Davidson said, hey, there were flaws that Tyson Fury did in the second fight. Then he's like, well, in other fights too. But in the second fight, those were things. And he talked about, you know, Wilder hitting and knocking people out on the back foot. You know, I don't think that was a back foot shot. I don't think that's what he meant when he says he can't fight on the back foot. Okay, that's where I would disagree with Ben Davidson. And I know But that's a totally different video. Anyway, I will counter that later, I promise. But as far as flaws that Tyson Fury made, though, Tyson Fury got clipped a few times with the right hand. And the irony of that is Wilder hit Tyson Fury more times with the right hand than he hit him with the whole fight on the first fight. You know what I mean? And then you think about it, well, the desire for Tyson Fury to gain more weight because he wants to be able to absorb more of that punching power. But it all really depends on Wilder. Will he come in 220, 221, or will he try to bulk up to 230 like an idiot? Because I don't think he belongs nowhere up there. Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Fix what's broke, but that ain't the broken part. Your size and height and weight ain't the broken part of his arsenal. It's his arsenal. He needs to get one, and he's working on one. So, fair play to Deontay Wilder. But like Ben Davis has said, yes, there were flaws that he could work on, and he hopes he works on them. Because if Tyson Fury gets caught with the wrong shot, he can be knocked out too. Okay? With the mindset of running right through a person, that's dangerous all by itself. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Ben Davidson explaining the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fight. Please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.